Muhammad in Washington, D.C., Imam Yusuf Salim, very much said the same thing. He was like, well, you have these things, but these skills, you have to take them someplace else. You know, it's a great, I don't know who came up with it, but I heard a saying that, you know, Islam is not meant to be lived in the masjid. And that was my philosophy. Anyway, but it's nice to hear that there's like minds. And so for Allah Made Me Funny, it had to be something that had street credibility, if you will.
Comedic street credibility.
Comedic street credibility. I mean, the first time we shot a DVD, I knew we were on the right track because I didn't take it to a mosque. I took it to my barbershop. You know, if it's not funny in the barbershop, it ain't funny.
But what's it like in the barbershop? I mean, what's special about the environment of the barbershop?
Because it's organic, it's honest.
Right.
You know, you're gonna get anything from you having a big head to your mother's buck tooth. You know, anything is fair game. And if you present a professional product, they're gonna assess it as a professional product. So you're gonna not just go up as Muslim comedians, you're going up against everybody else as comedian. Cat Williams, Martin Lawrence, da-da-da. And these guys were like, man, y'all were funny. Then they said, y'all were funny and y'all were clean. He said, we ain't never
But
seen
let
it
me ask
like
you that, you know, I mean, like you said, you had some comedy in Jahiliyyah. What was, I mean, you know, before Islam or before your Islamic thinking, at what point did you start to clean up your act?
It just cleaned up itself, man. It was just, I remember a guy in the Milwaukee, he worked for the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, Dave Tianen, that's his name, Dave Tianen. He, and that was kind of cleaning up then, but he wrote a article, because he saw me do a set, and it just happened to be really, really clean. And he put all these things that were basic, you know, he doesn't eat pork, da-da-da-da, you know, on stage he does clean material, he done no sexual references, da-da-da-da. And I'm looking at, yeah, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. I was like, I better stick with this, man. Put it in the paper now. I gotta live it. You know, you're thinking it, you're working on it internally. But when you see it in the paper, it's like, well, that's the walk. You know, that's the walk we're supposed to walk. You know, that's real talk. And from there, it just, you know, it just permeates to your lifestyle and things that you're trying to do. And, you know, it goes back to that thing I was saying about W.D. Muhammad. You know, Muslims are supposed to be in the business of saving lives. And you start with your own first. You know, that's why we have that cleansing. You know, we have the Ramadan, we have fasting. That's why when you become Muslim, there's these list of things that just dietary and health things that you can't do anymore.
So now you said you tried out your first DVD in the barbershop.
Yes. And
you got good reviews. And so where did that lead to? I mean, how did the Allah Made Me Funny start to progress?
Well, we decided to take it.
I mean, how many people was it initially? Was it a group of people?
It was just me.
Just you. Okay.
And they liked the initial offering. And then we formed it in Toronto. Myself, Azim Muhammad, and Azhar. And what we did was I basically went and recruited these guys. You know, I knew Azim. Azim had been in the clubs maybe about 3 years. I knew he was Muslim. I knew he was in a nation. But I was like, that's okay. We're going to have some varying opinions on Islam on this tour. And we'll grow. And then I talked to Azhar. Azhar had just pretty much started. You know, he was doing it like every weekend. He was a practicing lawyer at the time. And I told him about this idea. He was like, I'm in. And I explained to him, he and I had an agreement about how we were going to operate. And I said, well, I want you to be a partner on this thing. So we figured out, you know, the language for partners.
I actually had this Pakistani friend in college. He used to go, Vadawa, dude. He took the most American expression possible, whatever, dude, and he turned it into Vadawa, dude. He was hilarious, man. He's the one who got me really into Bollywood film. Okay, and I'll be honest, people, I grew up watching that stuff, and they're all exactly the same. They always have the same story, right? Beautiful, poor girl falls in love with the rich, handsome guy. Oh, come on. Oh. Guess what? His mother's not happy about this. That's why they gotta keep it a big secret. Shh. Nobody can find out. Forbidden law. Nobody can know about the secret relationship. That's why they go dancing in the field. Evidently, the fields are very secretive in the subcontinent. And where does the music come from? Angels in the clouds. They always have the same corny Bollywood dance moves. You guys ready for this? All right, here we go. Here we go. You gotta help me out on this one. This is a tree. This is a tree right here. You ready? You ready? Here we go. Here we go. What is this? Requires no skill whatsoever. I'm 40 pounds overweight. I got no problem. Hello. I can see you. I can tickle
That
you.
community, I mean, the initial audiences you went in front of, before you said anything, could you look at them and kind of
Yeah.
feel that people didn't know what to expect, what was going to come up, what was coming?
Well, we did the shows in Toronto, and the shows in Toronto were, the opener was Turkish, the second act was from Tanzania, Indian dark feature. The third act was Pakistani and Swedish. So, you know, she's Pakistani. Azhar came up, beard, you know, Kufi. And then here comes this brother at the end to close it out. And I remember doing one show, you pardon my language, but I remember one show, they were looking at me so hard because it was everything they thought for the first four acts, and then what they never thought they'd see. You know, unless I'm giving a kupa, you never get that love, man. So I remember going, hey, some of y'all look like you ready to laugh, and I was just being honest. I said, and then the other half looking at me like, who's this nigga? And they were like, so if you know, you dig a hole right away. That's what I say in comedy. But it was honest. I was like, and I told the people, I said, you may not want to say it, but that's the way you feel. I said, so we're gonna work on how you feel. I said it to make it easier for you. And then I went and did my 40, 45 minutes, and that was funny. But it was a lot of that. You know, I always call it a lot of that. You got to smash down those walls. But it goes back to what we were saying earlier, you know, being a teacher. You know, sometimes you have to tell your students, I'm not here, you know, I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here for this business.
I'm here to be your comedian.
Yeah, I'm here to. I say I'm here to be your teacher. I'm here to be. We're here to take care of business.
Right.
We don't get this business taken care of, there'll be no business. So a lot of times that's what it was. You know, and yeah, you got to be fearless about it.
And do you find a lot of people who come up after and tell you, you know, I didn't know what to expect from you guys, but they give you a positive response afterwards?
Yeah, I remember the first week, people going, listen, man, I came out to support it because it was Muslims. I came out to support it because it's Muslims. I thought you guys were going to suck. Mashallah, you didn't suck.
Mashallah, you didn't suck.
All praises due. You guys didn't stink.
Right.
Which is, you know, that's what it is.
But the name of the group, Allah Made Me Funny, do you encounter people who have problems with that name?
Yeah. Initially, people did. You know, initially, my partner, you know, Azhar did. Because he felt like, you know, Allah, you know, and he was coming, I understood what totally where he was coming from. But I said, you got to understand where I'm coming from. When I became Muslim, this is the name they gave me. And now that I'm doing Allah Made Me Funny, I said, no one would have a problem, like we were just saying before, nobody would have a problem if I said, Allah made me a successful lawyer, mashallah. Allah made me a successful engineer, mashallah. Allah made me a gifted singer of nasheed, mashallah. Allah made me a comedian, astaghfirullah. So, you know, you never get,